100 games for the Phillies under their belt on the 2024 season so far. What does game number 101 have in store? That is the question. Hi, everybody. My name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. We cover Phillies baseball, Sixers basketball, and Eagles football almost every single day, baby. All right, so game number 101 on the season for the Phils. And, well, over their last 7 games, it has not been the best baseball that the Phillies have played. They're actually 2-5 over their last 7 games, and they lost 2 of 3 coming back from the All-Star break to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They ended up winning the last game of the series on Sunday, and you thought that maybe that would be a sign for some good things to come. Unfortunately, last night, though, they did get 2 runs in the top of the first and a 2-run homer by Bryce Harper, but other than that, that was it. That was all the offense that the Phillies had. Ranger Suarez did not have a good day yesterday at the office and just continues to struggle. Definitely does raise some eyebrows for some Phillies fans for sure, and it makes them think about what they're going to do at the trade deadline. And there's a lot more to talk about in regards to that, but just focusing on today. All right, Zack Wheeler is on the bump today for the Phils, and it'll be interesting to see how he does today. There have been a lot of conversations about his back, and hopefully that doesn't negatively impact him. I'm curious to see how long he's going to go and what type of outing we're going to get from Zack Wheeler today. The Phillies are definitely in need of a win. They have 63 on the season. They still have the best record in baseball, but you'd like to try to even the series against these Minnesota Twins, and you're hoping that Zack Wheeler can go out there and give you a very good, decent outing. The other thing that the Phillies are going to need, too, is a lot of offensive production. I mean, they're going up against a guy in Simeon Woods Richardson, and this guy has a 3.51 ERA on the season, 71 strikeouts as well in 82 innings. He does not really give up too much of the long ball. He did allow 2 earned runs in his last outing against the Giants, and only lasted 4 1/3. But the Phillies are really just going to have to try to find a rhythm against him, offensively speaking. The one thing that they did last night that wasn't so good is that they just had a terrible plate approach at the plate, and they were swinging at so many first pitches. And it was just one of those days where you felt like that they weren't going to give you a lot offensively, and they really didn't after that first inning. But Ober was able to get the win. He was able to settle down and retire 17 of the last 18 batters that he faced. And hopefully the Phillies will get a different result today out in Minnesota. All right, so let us know what your final score predictions are down below. I'd like to say hello and hi to the people that are also here. We just reached the 3,500 mark. I want to thank you all so much for always tuning in and for sticking with me throughout this, not only this whole entire season, but ever since day one when we started 19 months ago. All right, so we got RC talking Iowa, both of my teams. What's going on, man? Norman S., what's up, JJ? We need a win tonight. I agree, man. Absolutely. Go Minnesota Phillies, I guess, for me, says RC talking Iowa Hawkeyes and more. What's up, man? If you guys don't mind, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button as well, and turn on those notification bell icons before we get underway and start game 2 of this 3-game series. How about Bryce Harper, who has a 1.358 OPS? I mean, he's been the hottest hitter on the Phillies right now. It's between him and Trey Turner. Other than that, they really just have not been able to get a whole lot of offensive production ever since they came back from the All-Star break, and even before that when they lost 2 of 3 to the Oakland Athletics. But he's definitely been a very big bright spot in this Phillies lineup, and that was something that I was really concerned with because I noticed that he was having problems too, with the hammy, and I thought maybe that was impacting him, but he seems to be dealing with it okay as of now. Hopefully that stays that way and we don't have any sort of further concerns going down the road. All right, so let's get into the starting lineups of this 7:37 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Phillies will have this starting lineup. So it'll be Schwarber DHing today. Turner is playing over at shortstop. Then it's Bryce Harper batting in the 3 spot over at first base. Bohm protecting him, as always, in the cleanup spot over at third. Then you got JT Realmuto catching behind the plate, batting 5th. Hitting 6th today will be Brandon Marsh. Remember, he had a finger injury, and Rob did not want to play him yesterday and said that he would be back in the lineup today. And he is. He's playing out in left field. Then it's Nick Castellanos batting 7th, playing in right field. The second baseman is Bryson Stott, and he's hitting 8th. And then Johan Rojas is the caboose, batting in the 9 spot. So again, just to recap, it's Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Realmuto, Marsh, Castellanos, Stott, and Rojas. Comment your final score predictions down below. Tyone says it's going to be 6-4 Phillies. All right, and then, of course, for the Minnesota Twins, you have Willie Castro batting in the leadoff spot over at shortstop. Trevor Larnach is going to be DHing and batting in the 2 spot today. Carlos Santana slides up and bats in the 3 hole over at first base. Max Kepler, who is batting down in the order, is able to bat in the cleanup spot tonight, and he's playing out in right field. Eduardo Julian is playing over at second base, batting 5th. Brooks Lee is the 3rd baseman today, batting in the 6th spot. Matt Wallner's playing out in left field, and he's batting 7th. And you got Austin Martin playing in center field, batting 8th. And then Ryan Jeffers, who has the day off today, will be replaced by Christian Vasquez, who was catching behind the plate tonight. So the Twins lineup, it's Castro, Larnach, Santana, Kepler, Julian, Lee, Wallner, Martin, and Vasquez. All right. 7-1 Twins, says Father Mick Gaming. What's going on, guys? 9-3 Phillies, says Stephen Harmon. Katie's going to go with 10-3. 6-4 is Talon 72's prediction. Now I'm gonna go with 6-1 Phillies. That is my prediction. That's what I'm gonna go with today. All right, so again for the Phillies, it's Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Realmuto, Marsh, Castellanos, Stott, and Rojas. Interesting that Stott is batting in the 8th spot today. And here is Simeon Woods Richardson. This is outing number 17 for him on the season. He's gone 82 innings. He has a 3-1 record, 71 strikeouts in those 82 innings, and 24 walks allowed, along with a 3.51 ERA. Twins and Royals are 4 games behind the Cleveland Guardians in the AL Central. And, of course, when we take a look at the NL East, the Phillies are 8.5 games above the Atlanta Braves, and they are currently in a rain delay right now, playing against the Cincinnati Reds. Richardson, we'll talk a little bit more about him. But before we do that, here comes Kyle Schwarber to the plate. Phillies are playing once again at Target Field. They're in their gray tops, gray bottoms, with the red letters of Phillies over across the chest on the front side. Then you got the red letters and the red numbers on the back. Richardson kicks, delivers, and pitch number 1 on the way, and that's inside and high. So we're on our way, and we just started off the ball game. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, and that is inside and low for ball 2. So Woods Richardson is 23 years old. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. Was drafted as a second-round pick by the Mets. 2-0 to Schwarber. Fly ball hit out towards deep right field. It's going back towards the track, and it is caught right at the wall by Max Kepler. Schwarber thought he had all of it, and Kepler just able to make the catch towards the very back of the warning track. And Schwarber was thinking it wasn't even going to go out, and it did not. It stayed right in the yard. Just barely missed that home run. That's going to bring up Trey Turner. Turner tries to hack at the first pitch, and he fouls that one off. Woods Richardson has a 4-seam fastball that averages about 93 miles per hour, a slider that comes in at 87, a changeup, and a curveball as well. Decides to go with a slider there, and it's way down low. 1-1 strike to Trey Turner. 1 out in the top of the first. Woods Richardson so far with 5 pitches. The 1-1. There's a little dribbler hit over towards the third base side. It is a foul ball, though. Lee tried to field it. It just stayed foul. Defensively, for the Minnesota Twins, you got Christian Vazquez behind the plate, Simeon Woods Richardson on the bump. And then the infield, 3 to 6 will be Santana, Julian, Lee, and, of course, Castro. It's over at shortstop. 1-2 on the way. Fly ball hit out over to right field. It was a line drive, but that's caught by Max Kepler as well. 2 fly balls hit out over to Max Kepler in right field, and both of them result in outs. And that's going to bring Bryce Harper up to the plate. 7, 8, and 9 for the Twins will be Wallner, who plays out in left field, Martin's in center, and Kepler's in right. Harper wearing his white batting gloves as he steps into the box. And the pitch, he looks at a curveball. It looked a little bit up high, but Will Little calls it a strike. Will Little is the home plate umpire. Nick Lentz is over at first base. James Jean is at second. And Lance Barksdale, who was the home plate umpire in last night's game, is over at third base. 0-1 to Harper. Richardson gets the signs from Vazquez. They finally agree on something, and the 0-1 delivery, that's inside. Twins are in their white tops, white bottoms, with the red Twins letters across the chest. And you got the blue letters on the back, and the bright red numbers on the back as well. 1-1, opposite field hit over to left field, but it's going to be caught by the left fielder, Matt Wallner. And the inning is over. 3 flyouts and 3 up, 3 down. In the top of the first, and we go to the bottom of the first. Castro and the Twins are coming up to bat. Okay. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Bandman? What's up, Richard? What's going on, Gettysburg? What's up, Lou? How's everybody doing today? Do me a solid and hit those thumbs up buttons, baby. We got 109 people tuning in. That should be the first thing that y'all do when you come in. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on those notification bell icons. All right, Twins lineup. It'll be Willie Castro batting in the leadoff spot. He's playing at shortstop. The DH is Trevor Larnach, who's batting second. Third will be Carlos Santana, who's over at first base. And then Max Kepler is in the cleanup spot, playing out in right field. Fifth will be Edouard Julien over at second base. And you got Brooks Lee playing over at third base, batting sixth. Matt Wallner, who caught the final out of the top of the first, is batting seventh. He's playing out in left field. Austin Martin, the center fielder, is batting eighth. And then ninth will be Christian Vazquez, who's catching behind the plate. So 1 through 9, once again, it's Castro, Larnach, Santana, Kepler, Julian, Lee, Wallner, Martin, and Vazquez. It is 7:46 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to the bottom of the first. Phillies taking on the Minnesota Twins. The Phillies did lose yesterday after what was an hour and a half of a rain delay. Game got started at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Phillies ended up losing the ball game 7-2 out in Minnesota. So, on the bump for the Phils is their ace, Zack Wheeler, who has a 10-4 record, a 2.70 ERA, 126 strikeouts, and a .99 whip, which is 8th best in all of baseball. First pitch by Wheeler, and that misses wide. Came in at 96 miles per hour. This is start number 20 for Zack Wheeler. And the 1-0 looked a little bit outside, but it's a called strike. Non-baseball news, but it was reported just now by John Clark that the Eagles will be missing Cooper DeJean for the first 3 weeks or so of training camp. 1 ball, 1 strike. and the pitch, and that is fouled off. According to Adam Schefter, he's being sidelined for 3 weeks with a hamstring injury suffered when he was caught in an awkward position during training. It's unrelated to any prior injury, he said. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch by Wheeler, and that's fouled back towards the screen behind the plate. Castro batting .265, also has 7 long balls and 32 runs knocked in. 27-year-old batting on the left side, and the 1-2 delivery is fouled away. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Shakeland Wrangler says that his final score prediction is 4-3 Twins. Marlins are leading at 4-3 against the Orioles. 1-2 pitch. That's taken outside for ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wheeler on the bump for the Phils. Gets set at the letters, kicks, fires, and the pitch barely, and I mean barely, misses inside. And the count is full. They're saying that it doesn't seem to be serious. So, 3-2 pitch. And another foul ball. Castro doing a good job at battling here. Castro is currently on a 3-game hitting streak. Ended up going 1 for 4 in last night's game with 2 RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. And Zack Wheeler wins the battle. And he's able to strike out Willie Castro to get the first out of the inning. Whose hamstring? Cooper DeJean. 1 out, bottom of the first. And Trevor Larnach is coming up, batting on the left side. And the pitch is wide for a ball. Trevor is batting .251. He has 10 homers and 32 RBI. The pitch on the way, and that is fouled off of the foot of Larnach. I actually think it got his ankle. He's down on one knee, now he's down on both knees. Let's see if he's okay. The trainer is going to go out there to do a check on him. Oof. That has got to hurt. He's going to try to walk it off. Rocco Baldelli's out there along with the trainer for the Twins just to make sure that he can walk it off. He's bending down on both knees, just trying to stretch that ankle. Defensively for the Phillies, you got JT behind the plate. On the bump is Zack Wheeler. And over at third base will be Bohm. At shortstop, it's Trey Turner. The second baseman is Bryson Stott. And at first, it's Bryce Harper. Brandon Marsh playing out in left field. The center fielder is Johan Rojas. And Nick Castellanos is playing out in right field for the Phils. Got 131 people tuning in. Thank you all so much. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trevor Larnach, who's DHing today. Does get back into the box. He was getting checked out by the trainers and Rocco Baldelli. 1-1, and he fouls that one back behind the plate. Luis Arraez and Jurickson Profar just went back-to-back on back-to-back pitches in the Padres game. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the first. No score. Phillies flied out all 3 times in the top of the first. The 1-2 pitch, and that is in the dirt for ball 2. Wheeler gets set above the letters, winds up and fires the 2-2. Popped up and slapped in foul ground, and it'll find the seats over towards the third base side. Wheeler has 6 pitches. His four-seam fastball averages about 95% or 95 miles per hour. You got a sinker that averages about 94. His sweeper, a cutter, a curveball, and a split finger, which he barely uses. 2-2 pitch. That's another foul ball. How old am I? I'm going to be 26 in August. 2-2 pitch. Outside for ball 3. 7 pitches in this at-bat. 2 long at-bats between Castro and Larnach. And time called by Larnach as he wants to take a step out of the box. Payoff pitch. Another foul ball hit out over towards left field, and it'll find the seats. The Titans are 63 and 37. And the Twins are 55 and 44. I'm done responding to you, sir. Me? What did I do? 3-2 pitch. Fly ball hit out over towards straightaway center field. Rojas goes back towards the track and just makes the catch as he spins and turns into the wall. And Larnach could have had a double there. The wind was just taking that all the way towards the left side. And Rojas, who has a lot of speed and a very good IQ out in center field, able to track it down and make it look so easy. There's 2 away. And it looked like it was going to go to right center, but then it just kept blowing towards the left. Now it's Carlos Santana who's due up, and he takes outside. You can ask me any question. I don't bite. The 1-0. That's inside for ball 2. You're more than welcome to ask me questions. I may not answer all of them. Got 151 people tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button as well. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. And that's on the inside corner at the knees for a strike. Phillies are in their gray tops, gray bottoms with the white P on the top of the caps. Next pitch, that's taken for strike 2. We were through 76 pitches in his last outing on July 9th. That was against the Dodgers. 2-2 on the way. On the outside corner, called strike 3. And there is the third and final out of the inning. And we head to the top of the second, so Wheeler able to strike out 2 batters and retire the side, get himself a 1-2-3 inning, and we head to the top of the second. No score out in Minnesota. Where'd you guys find Gettysburg? I mean, these people come on over to my channel, man. So, call off the search party. I made it. Go Phil, says 3-step. Yes, sir. All right. You guys see this catch by Dalton Varsho? Wow, that's ridiculous. I didn't know Dalton had that in him. It's a pretty wild catch. All right, Bohm, JT, and Marsh are all due up in the order for the Phils. By the way, in case you are wondering, the Twins, we mentioned that they're tied with the Royals in the AL Central in the standings. The Twins are actually 55 and 44. The Royals are 56 and 45. But nonetheless, they're both 4 games behind the Cleveland Guardians. We got a $10 donation from Get Owned Kid. Appreciate the love last night. Have a good stream, my man. Let's go Twins. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the $10 donation. All right, so Bohm comes up, and the first pitch is taken all the way for a strike. It was a curveball right down the middle. Bohm batting .296 with a .475 slugging percentage, 11 homers, and 71 RBI. The 0-1, foul ball. He participated in the home run derby, ended up losing to Teoscar Hernandez, who won the whole thing. But Bohm lost in the second round. That was the semis. The 0-2, way up high. Simeon Woods Richardson on the bump for the Twins. The 23-year-old kicks, delivers, and the next pitch is fouled away. Bohm says, go out to the, he's trying to use his right hand to say, go out of play, and it did. JT waits in the on-deck circle, and Marsh is in the hole. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball hit out over to right field, and Kepler doesn't really have to move a whole lot to his right. And he does make the catch. That's the third fly out to right field. Kepler getting a lot of work today. Getting 3 of the 4 outs. Yep, we announced it. We talked about it, Crowley. Now it's JT Realmuto who's due up. And he bounces the first pitch foul.